Namaste children. Now, what is phyllotaxy? The arrangement of leaves on the stem is called as phyllotaxy. The arrangement of leaves on the stem are the principles governing leaf arrangement, and the study of leaf arrangement, one in the same, is known as phyllotaxy. Now, based on the pattern and structure, there are three types of phyllotaxy: opposite, alternate or spiral, and whorled phyllotaxy. Coming to the opposite phyllotaxy, in this type of phyllotaxy, the leaves are arranged in opposite pairs at each node. These are the examples of opposite phyllotaxy. Now, alternate phyllotaxy. In this type, a single leaf arises at each node. These leaves may be on alternate side of the stem, in a spiral around the stem. These are the examples. The first one is, now these are also example like spiral alternate phyllotaxy in sugarcane. Now coming to the spiral. Spiral arrangements involve alternately arranged leaves in which each succeeding stem node and attached leaf is rotated slightly from the nodes below and above it. If the spiral is to the right, it is referred to as dextrose. If to the left, it is referred to as sinistrose. These are the examples for spiral phyllotaxy. Now coming to the whorled phyllotaxy, if more than two leaves occur at a node, when the leaves are set in a circular arrangement, it is called as whorled phyllotaxy. These are examples for whorled phyllotaxy, that is nerium. Now spiral arrangements involve alternately arranged leaves in which each succeeding stem node and attached leaf is rotated slightly from the nodes below and above it. If the spiral is to the right, it is referred to as dextrose. If it is to the left, it is referred to as sinistrose. These are the examples for spiral arrangement of leaves on the stem. Now coming to the whorled phyllotaxy, if more than two leaves occur at a node, when the leaves are set in a circular arrangement, that is, more than two leaves arranged in a circle at each node, is called as whorled. These are the examples for whorled phyllotaxy. Observe all the pictures, whatever we have studied till now, in getting to know about plants. The main groups, the three categories of plants, weak-stemmed plants, plant systems, roots, types of root systems and their functions, then modifications of roots, functions of stem, modifications of stem, the leaf, structure of leaf, types of venation, functions of leaf, modifications of leaf. Then we have studied about phyllotaxy, pattern and structure, that is types of phyllotaxy, opposite, alternate, spiral, whorl. Now coming to the structure of flower. Flowers are the reproductive organs of the plant. They are of various shapes and sizes. They are colorful and many have fragrance. Their color and scent attract insects. Flowers arise from the stem. They may be at the tip of the stem or at the nodes. The petals of a flower are arranged in a circular pattern called a whorl. Besides the petals, a flower has three other whorls, that is, sepals, stamens, and pistil. Now, coming to the parts of the flower has a stalk connecting to the stem, which is called as pedicel. The whorls of the flower arise from the swollen tip of the stalk called thalamus. The outermost whorl consists of green leaf-like structures called sepals. Sepals protect the flower, particularly when it is still a bud. Sepals also make food as they contain green chlorophyll necessary to trap sunlight. The large and brightly colored petals form the second whorl of the flower. Their main function is to attract insects. The third whorl consists of stamens, which are the male reproductive parts of the flower. Each stamen has a long stalk called as filament, which ends at a thick tip called anther. The anther contains pollen grains. It is powdery, which is known as pollen. The innermost whorl of the flower is the pistil. It is like a flask shape, which is the female reproductive part of the flower. The pistil consists of three parts: the stigma, the stigma, the style, and the bottom of the style is the ovary. This ovary and stigma are connected by a tubular part called style. The ovary contains a number of tiny, round, ball-like structures which are known as ovules. Once again, coming to the male reproductive and female reproductive parts of the flower. Flower is called as stamen. It contains anther, that is the thick part at the tip of the stalk, which is known as filament. It is known as anther. It contains pollen grains, which are powdery, also known as pollen. This is the male part of the flower. Whereas coming to the female part of the flower, it is a flask-like structure. It contains a long tube-like slender stalk, which is known as style. At the tip of the style, it contains a sticky platform-like part, which is known as stigma, where the pollen is deposited, and at the base of the style, it contains an enlarged basal portion, which is known as ovary, where small ball-like structures are contained in it, which are known as ovules. And it is known as pistil or carpel. Then The green parts are known as sepals and the colored parts are known as petals. Stalk is known as pedicel. Altogether, these are the vegetative parts, whereas stamens and pistil are reproductive parts of the flower. And these all will be arranged on a elevated portion, seat-like structure known as thalamus in the form of circle, that is whorls. And this will be arised from either axillary bud or terminal bud on the stem, that is from the nodes or at the tip of the stem.